Hi everyone, welcome to this week update. Last week I was a bit busy. I couldn't do any update. So here we are today. We are starting as usual with DXY, and we are going to have a quick run. You know what the higher time frame says, but now we are working on this correction. Right now we are broken the trend lines here. If we say this is A, B, and a C, the trend line for C had been broken to the downside. And it's too early to say what exactly is going to give us um, in terms of whatever we are seeing here. It's very early to say this is what is going to give us. Because in the middle here, we might be working a C wave of B, such that this might be an A B, and a C that is not going to take this low. That is possible. So it's in the middle. A whole lot of permutations are possible, thinking that this is A of B, B of B, and a C of B. Another thing it could be is that this could actually be A, B, C of a W, and that we are having a Y uh, leg to the down, or X to the downside. Yes. This X, if it's an X, we don't expect it also to break this low here. So we might be seeing an X wave to the downside, probably at a Fibonacci retracement of the whole of W at 618. We may push to the upside. But what is making me doubt that this is W is that the extension here didn't actually mark up to 100%. Because it didn't mark up to 100%, it might be that we still have an A, B, C, or the B in the middle here. And thereafter, that we've gotten this B wave, at least we complete the B wave for us to now have the Y leg to the upside to finish an A, the triad of B, and a C wave. So, and that's the way I want to roll for now, to think that we have an A, B, C, or B, and that we are going to move higher up. So with that at the back of our mind, again, you have to look at the extension of B to A. You know, if it runs at about 123, 127 extension, then it means that we might be having a running flat here, which is an A, B, and a C of a running flat before we get to go up again. Now, in the immediate, the price actually pushed here to, it didn't go down much to have a deeper correction. So what we are seeing here is that the price on the 4-hour time frame is going to fall more. And after that fall, we are going to have an impulse, which might mean that this might be done. And it might now be an A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside of a C leg of B, or that this is W, and we are seeing the first move of an A, B, and a C of X. So those are the two possibilities, two scenarios that could play out here. But in the immediate, the price had fallen. So, and what we are seeing now is that the bulls are also coming in. So if we are in a buy, that will not be what to do. And this thing is moving up. So what we should look for right now is a correction. Yeah, a correction to look for a sell here. And after that sell, we cannot look for a buy. Now flipping into euro dollar. Finding an entry could be a whole lot challenge challenging for people to, but what the wave would do wave would do it, but when you don't have much money also to play around, it can become, a bit challenging. Now, so we have these, I would say ABC could mean a W, and we are seeing an X wave, and this should not be seen to break this top here. The price shouldn't break 18,550 for now before we begin to move down again. Now, like I said, these and these didn't tick 100% extension for me. So for me to think that we are having a W and an X will be a second thought right now. So I would rather think more like that this is an A B wave, and we are going to do a C wave of a B. So that this is a bigger B, a bigger A, and this is an A, B, C of a B wave before we go down again. So again, you have to look at the extension of this wave to the downside of this sell in this push up. First, we look at 618 extension of the O move to the upside. Between 618 and 76.4, we should get a reaction to begin to sell. Except if they want to make this one more complex here. So if they want to make it more complex, it goes up a bit, then they correct much deeper, go up the last time before they go down. But at the same time, it could be a C wave, because if it's a C wave of B, then this now becomes your wave 1, your wave 2, or A, B, and this C wave will be burning itself. Look at 618 retracement, and before you begin to sell again. So for now, in the immediate, selling is not what we want to do now. We want to look for a correction to the downside to buy for a short while, and after that buy, then we look for sell. If you get a setup, we will sell. In the same vein, with pound dollar, so we want to look shortly for a retracement, a buy, then before we have a sell setup. NZD USD. NZD USD also should give us a correction to the downside, then a push to the upside. USD JPY. Now, the way it is, it seems that this will be going up, might be dragging up to take the top. It might be dragging up to take the top. It could actually also be an X wave, but your X wave oftentimes might not break this place. Once this place is taken, then it's not an X wave again. Because this one came down in 3 waves, an A, B, C to the downside, and that may just be enough for that correction. So it's not impulsive, it is corrective to the downside, and A, B, C to the downside, and this may be going up, and we may have a more deeper correction, price breaking up this area to the upside, might give an indication that price may be going up all the way to break the top again. In the last but not least, the MPS are actually terrible. So with gold, what I want you to see here is actually that the retracement, the reaction to the downside that we had expected didn't actually click at 32 or 38.3 or 2 reaction level. It missed that by almost 160 something pips to the downside. But having said that, that is possible. We may have actually reached the low of wave 4, and this might just be the first wave of wave 5 to the upside. Now, this move might be a 1-2, a 1-2, and that this may be going up as the third wave. So if it's going up as a third wave, we should expect these to mark at least 5 waves to the upside. This might be the fourth wave of wave 3, and we might be going up again to do wave 5. And after that, we might be seeing a deeper correction. If it comes down collectively, we'll take that before we push up again. So the zone where I expect this to get to, let me quickly turn to the, okay, let me zoom out. If I zoom out on gold here, we should watch out because the trend resistance here is already broken, which means that this wave to the downside it's gone. So this is a new move to the upside right now. So if it's a new move, it may be that we've done an A, B, C of a W, an X, and a Y completed. And this is a 1, 2, and this is running a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of inside wave 3. So we should look for this trend resistance here from this level. You clone it. The price may touch that area of the trend before we come to the downside. And let me see if I have that on this. Yeah. So pushing that here, and now going into, let me try to zoom out. So we can see that the price is edging close to that area here where we may have a reaction. So price may just come up here around this area. Let me see again to see that the trend is actually good. Yeah, the trend is good. So we may just come up to test that trend, break it slightly, before we change or we have a bigger correction. So testing that trend resistance, it's very important right now. So we'll see what would happen thereafter. But right now, in the immediate on gold, what we should expect, it's a correction, one more push-up. And after that push-up, we may start a bigger correction to the downside. And if it turns impulsive, then it means that most likely we might be going down for the last time before we push up. With that, I've come to the end of this week update. Do like, comment, share. Bye.